Good morning. I guess it decided that we were going to go ahead and start filming. Wow, how about that? It just started on its own. I knew it was time for a reading. First, I started burping really loudly, and then the camera starts filming on its own. I get the hint, Spirit. We're going to do a reading. I didn't even have to hit record, Stacy. It just decided it was going to record on its own. All right, let's see what's going on with the energy today. This should be interesting. Somebody must need to hear something. I know I do. I hope you can hear me okay over this air conditioner because I just came in from outside and it's very, very hot out there today. And we're supposed to be getting some rain, so it's probably going to be an indoor kind of day at the beach. We'll see. We will see how it goes because the weather can just be unpredictable like that here. Alright, energy looks good. Now, what do you want to talk about today, baby? Alright. I missed my table and all of my other cards. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors, can you please come and help me with this reading? Spirit, can you please help me to channel the energies, to get the message, and to see whatever it is you need for me to see. Use whatever you need to use. I just surrender completely to you 100%. I put water in this bowl yesterday, and look, it turned it blue. Like, what the hell's in the water here that did that? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for letting me vibrate like that. Okay, so let's see what you want to say today. Let's get these out, okay? Let's see what the overall tarot energy is today in the collective. Alright, these are the White Witch Tarot. Somebody's doing something. Alright, I got the Devil and the Empress. What a powerful combination of energy we have going on there. Holy Spirit, can you please speak to my heart, speak to my mind, and oh, why was that upside down? The High Priestess was upside down and fell out, y'all. Like, it was turned over in the deck, is what I'm saying. I have the Emperor and the Empress, y'all. Spirit is up to something. I can tell you Spirit is up to something right now because I can feel it. Alright, Spirit, do your magic, please, and show us what you got for us today. What's the overall energy in the collective today? Woo, thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, the Emperor came flying out, y'all, like flying out. And Judgment in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Spirit, is that how you want to do this? Spirit said no. That's what's working. Show us what's not working. What is the energy to overcome? Spirit, we want to do things differently today, huh, baby? What's the energy to overcome in the collective today? Show us how wonderful you are. Oh, Spirit, you're about to show. Oh, Spirit is about to show off. I feel it. I feel it so strongly. Alright, the Hermit came out. Well, it's already flipped over. Spirit, do I take these? Spirit said yes. Alright, so I have the Emperor, the Hermit in reverse, the World upright, and the High Priestess in reverse. So somebody is not using their intuition. And then on the bottom of the deck, I have Temperance. So we have an Emperor, a boss energy, very uptight, very... He is like Spirit help me. He's like the godfather, the grandfather, the dad, the father. He is the man, okay? And he without his Empress, he can be a grouchy person. He can be a grumpy old bastard. All right, then we have the Hermit, who is like a sage, a very wise, very, they have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding. They understand Scripture. They know how to apply Scripture to situations. But this is in reverse. So we have an Emperor and we have a Hermit in reverse. Then we have the closing out of a cycle or some travel, or there's a finalization. Something has come to a finalized state. There's something being finalized. That's how this feels. This energy feels final, like it's over, like something is over. Then we have the High Priestess, who is the person who has the secret knowledge from the divine, somebody who's got a direct line to the divine, but they're upside down, so they're not using their intuition. Their line to the divine is not, it's not active for some reason this morning. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. So we have Cancer, we have Sagittarius, we have all of the earth signs, we have Virgo, particularly one of the earth signs, and then we have Aries, the Emperor, over here. Alright, so we have a male energy, obviously, who has made up their mind they're finished with something, and they're coming out of hermit mode, but they're not using their intuition. Their intuition is out of sync. Okay, Spirit, how do you want to proceed this morning? Can you talk to me, baby? Talk to me, baby. Angels, we got to find out how the angels have our backs today. Angels, can you please help me today with this reading? Because I feel that Spirit is doing something amazing this morning. That Spirit's about to blow our minds, y'all. Blow our minds, Spirit. We can handle it. Please let you blow our minds this morning. I love you so much. And I will say that I've had a wonderful vacation, other than the fact that I had a very, very, very bad infected tooth. And I had to go to the dentist yesterday, and the dentist said that it was all the way up to my ear was infected. So they got me on some medication and some ibuprofen, and I'm finally a little bit better today. Thank you, Spirit. Thank God, because He said I let it go way too far, and I will have to have it removed. They're going to pull it on the 13th. Anyway, enough about me. Let's see what Spirit is up to. Spirit, what are you up to? Angels, how do you have our backs? What's going on? Talk to me about what you're doing for this Emperor. The Emperor's upright. The Emperor's upright, though. I have to say, he's upright. Communication, so get ready, because this man wants to talk to us about something. And it looks like it might be a woman that he wants to talk to. Somebody has on a purple shirt. Somebody has on like a gray polo type shirt, and you have it buttoned, all but the top button. This looks like a very serious conversation that is about to go down here. Alright, clarify this Hermit and how the angels are working for the Hermit. Oh, Hermit, you got me going way over here. Got angels all over time. Okay. The Hermit is past issues and clarity. So somebody's about, okay, I see what's going on here. Somebody's coming out of hiding. They've been in hermit mode thinking about something, and they're coming out so they can talk to you about this, so they can close out this cycle. And I can tell you right now what I feel like it is. Somebody had some past issues where there was a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Somebody did some screwed up stuff in the past, and they're finally going to talk about this with this person so that they can close this out and go on their merry way, or work it out and, you know, try and have some happiness together. And it's going to be this. Some of us will work on it and we'll work it out and we'll have our happiness together. Others of us are not going to do that, but we're going to have clarity and we are going to have communication. Okay? We're talking about past issues. All right, how are you helping us with this closure of this cycle? And some, you may have to actually travel to see this person. There's going to be gratitude. You're going to be grateful. There's going to be forgiveness. You're going to get a perspective, selflessness, gratitude, purpose, companionship, mindfulness, compassion, abundance, peace, all of those things. You're going to be grateful that you finally had this conversation with this person that should have had many, probably months ago, some of us even years. Somebody has like a lizard, chameleon, or gecko. Somebody has a bird. Somebody has a long beard. Somebody has a goatee. Somebody's been carrying this burden on their back for a long time, and somebody has something going on in their cells, like an autoimmune disease or some type of cancer. And if that's going on with you, I'm sending you a lot of love. Somebody has a sex addiction. Somebody definitely has a bird. Somebody's two-faced also. Racial differences are standing out to me. The stars are aligning and they're standing out to me. Somebody definitely is two-faced. Like, I see that showing up twice here. And somebody's also wearing a mask. Like, they are not being themselves. They're bullshitting. I think there could be a pregnancy involved in this, because I'm seeing that show up here. Somebody is into eagles. Somebody bites their fingernails. Somebody's got something going on with their left ear. Somebody's got teeth problems going on. I wonder who that could be. All right, how are the angels helping this high priestess? Solitude and wisdom. Solitude and wisdom. Maybe it's not that you're not using your intuition. Maybe it's that you weren't using your intuition when this went down, and you've grown up from this. You've learned a lot. You know, there's stuff that happens in my life, because I see a lot of stuff coming, but Spirit will block my intuition simply so I can go through the karma and learn the lesson. You know, just because you have these gifts operating in your life doesn't mean that you're always going to see things coming. A lot of things I don't see coming. A lot of things. I mean, shit, it surprises me when I see stuff coming. I still get amazed by it. Alright, and then the bottom of the deck energy is temperance. And the angel of grounding is what's on the bottom of this deck. Alright, Spirit, what would you like to do next? I feel like we're going to get an oracle card. Let's get one of these. These cards are becoming some of my favorites. I just got them and I've just started using them. I will say that the energy with these cards is very thick and stuck, which to me tells me that they have a lot to say that we might not want to hear. There's going to be a lot of truth. This message is going to be about a lot of truth coming out. So when something went down and you're fixing to finally have a conversation you should have had a long time ago. Lust and the High Priestess of Water. Look at this lust card. Do you see that? Do you see what I see? somebody had sex with somebody or wants to that they shouldn't have. That might be what this is all about. Lust again and choices. Lust and choices. Somebody must have cheated. Somebody has tribal tattoos. Somebody has a tattoo on their hand and on their throat, on your chest, all the way down your arm, and all the way down into your stomach, your midriff. Somebody's very buff and works out a lot. The fall, leaves are showing up here, the fall. There's a crescent moon showing up. Somebody has on boxers. Somebody has on a belt with a huge buckle. Alright, Spirit, talk to me out of these cards. What would you like to say to us out of this deck right here, Spirit? And they're still shuffling very hard. Okay. Lust, y'all. I cannot make this up. Lust. That card was determined to come out. Lust and differences. Lust and differences. Look. Black and white cat. Somebody has a cat. Somebody might have a black cat and a white cat. We might have one that's black and white. There's definitely racial differences. Somebody is eating fruit, I'll say. This chick is blonde hair, straight, long blonde hair. This guy has short, dark hair. Like, this picture makes me want to lust. It's such a lusty picture. Alright, so we have lust and we have differences. Do you want to shuffle again, Spirit, or you want to go with those? Spirit says to go with those for now. And then choices. Lust, differences, and choices. I have to read the meaning of this card. 24. 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, lust. My dear one, when the symbol of lust has come before you, beware that when you toy with this energy, you may become consumed by it. There is a fine balance between desire that is pure and the obsession that arises in the insatiable... Alright, sorry about the interruption. That was the room service. Okay. There is a fine balance between desire that is pure and the obsession that arises in the insatiable thrill of danger. Be careful that your desire remains good and that your wanting doesn't cause harm to yourself or another. It is best that you move cautiously forward. If you're asking about a relationship, you may be developing an obsessive fever that will take a long time to recover from. Ask yourself, what is the nature of your desire? Why do you want this so badly? Beware. There is always a hidden agenda in lust. What is yours? Okay, and then 36 differences. Oh, my back just popped. Somebody's back pops sometimes. Okay, when I'm doing these videos, when I'm channeling a specific energy, my back will pop. Differences. Choosing this symbol for differences asks you to accept that you will not always agree with everyone and they may not always agree with you. As your goddess, I have seen many things since the beginning of time. Know that the intricate differences between all beings are sacred and good. You must learn to accept that others are not the same as you. It's important to allow others to express their own opinions. Consider the difference between an orange and an apple. Both are fruit, but they are different kinds. Is one more valuable than the other? I think not. All creatures, all beings have a right to their uniqueness. Try to see and hear the other person's side if you can. And that's what we're talking about here, is having this communication and talking to get clarity on past issues. And we all know, if you're here and you are on a twin flame journey, we know about this lust. it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in nature. It can be, and I see that for some of us that it definitely is, but it can just be that obsession that grips us. And I promise you that if you do the work that you have to do on this journey, that will subside. It will go away. It will eventually stop. But it can be very intense when you are caught in the grip of the obsession, in the lust of thinking that this person is the only person in the world that you would ever want or be. It will go away, and you will eventually be able to choose with clarity. You'll be in your right mind again. Like, it literally takes you out of your right mind when you're in the grip of that obsession, and you really don't have any control over it. Like, I know with me, I was really a fool and made some stupid judgment calls. I mean, like, I would never beg somebody to be in my life. I am not that person. Like, I'm the kind of person that if you don't click with me and we don't connect at a certain level, I just turn around and walk away, and I don't think about it again. That's like the end of that. But for some reason, in this twin flame situation, all common sense, all good judgment goes out the fucking window. And this obsession takes over. Like, you can't control it. You'll lie. You'll beg. You'll do pretty much anything when you're in that. It's like having an addiction. And I've had an addiction, so I understand that side of it too. Like the heroin addiction and the pain pill addiction. It becomes a physical addiction. It's not just psychological. It's an actual physical craving. And when you take the drug away, you have physical withdrawal. And you will literally steal from your mother. And you will steal from somebody and lie and then help them look for what you stole, like you had nothing to do with it. I mean, literally, it makes you a very cunning. It's just a sickness. It's a sickness. And so be careful with this. If you're going through this this obsession with another person especially, you have to be careful. Because I've heard of people doing some dumb stuff. And that's why a lot of our divine feminines and divine masculines end up in prison. And if not a physical prison, they will literally end up in a situation that they cannot get out of because they do dumb stuff. And the dumb stuff can be done on both ends, because one person becomes the runner and one becomes the chaser. Okay, the one who chases does dumb shit to try and get you to pay attention to them. But let's talk about the one who runs for a minute, because that's where this difference is coming in. You think, you're just not like me. You're just too different. You are not my type of person. Well, how do you know? How do you know if you don't even take time to get to know somebody? First of all, how do you know what their type is, let alone your own? But on the same side of the coin, or on the opposite side, I should say, while one person is lusting, the other one is determined not to do this thing, and they will go to any length not to be in this relationship. Okay? They will lie. They will do just as much as this person goes to the extreme of trying to get attention. This one goes to the other extreme of not wanting to take the attention. So let's look at both sides of this, okay, shall we? And the Spirit is saying, wait a minute now. You're not so different. You're still both fruit. You're just different kinds of fruit. And maybe it's a different culture. I've heard of people who are heterosexual having a twin flame who is homosexual. I've heard of different cultures, different races. You know, it can be all kinds of differences. But we have got to move beyond these differences because at the core of who we are the same. We're all human beings. And just because you have a twin, and I've said this before and I'll keep saying it until people understand it, it doesn't mean that you're going to be in a romantic relationship with this person. It is simply a part of a spiritual awakening because the way that we learn and the way that we evolve the fastest is by relationships. If you want to see a person's true character and their true character defects, the fastest way to do that is to have a relationship with them. And having a relationship with somebody is like pouring Miracle Grow on character defects. They will come out like weeds growing when you're with another person, especially if Spirit puts you with somebody who is your perceived exact opposite. Because what you do is you mirror each other, and when you look in that mirror, you see yourself. You're not seeing the other person. You think you are, but you're actually seeing yourself. And the more opposite you are, the more different you are, the more you're going to see yourself. Because what you see when you look at another person is something you don't like about yourself. If that person is needy as hell, and that grates against you, and that gets against you, guess what? There's a part of us that is needy as hell. It just presents itself differently. Like maybe their neediness is they want to see you a lot, they want to talk to you a lot, they just desire to be around you. That might be their neediness. Whereas your neediness might come out in a totally different way. Spirit, help me come up with an example. Your neediness might be that you have to always get the best of it all. And like if you're working in a certain, like say you do construction work, your neediness might be that you have to have the attention of and the respect of everybody on the job. You're needy too, but you don't see it the same because your neediness is different. It's still a fruit, it's just a different kind of fruit. And so that's what these relationships are for. It's not necessarily for you to fall in love and have a family and live happily ever after. Does that happen? Occasionally it does. Very rarely, but yes, it can occasionally happen. Most of the time, the relationship is just simply to help you to awaken spiritually so that you can become the person that was always intended for you to become. And so eventually you probably will end up being friends with this person, and you'll appreciate the presence and the blessings that they've brought to your life. But first you have to get past these differences, and you definitely have to get past this lust. Alright, let's see what choices is about. And if that's where you are, that's just where you are. Don't fight it, for God's sake. Just surrender. Don't try to fight it. It's only going to get worse the more you fight it. Okay, choices. Every choice you make has a consequence. Even your thoughts are like magnets, drawing experiences to you for the good or for the bad. Do you know the story of a winged immortal in the house of night dark? Wait a minute. Help me, Spirit. This must be important because I cannot read it. Do you know the story of a winged immortal in the house of night who had to choose between the dark and the light? Do you know what he chose? Right now you are faced with such a choice. All you need to do is ask, is this for the highest good? The choice you make will be an important step in your life lessons. Remember, even not deciding is a choice. what will it be? Choose another card to show you what your choice will bring you. And that is so true. Not making a decision is a damn decision. So if you've said to yourself, you know, I'm not going to decide. I'm just going to chill and let this, it'll all go away. Trust me, it's not going to go away because this is spirit. Spirit doesn't go away. Spirit just keeps coming back with more lessons. Because the thing is that if you're here and you're watching this, you have a gift. You've been given a gift. You have some kind of artistic ability, or you have something special that this world needs you to do. There's something that this world needs from you, okay? And you might think to yourself, no, I don't have anything like that. Bullshit. Yes, you do. We all do. And if you've been chosen for this journey in this lifetime, I can promise you, you do. I can promise you. And the world needs you to step up to the plate. And that means making these choices and these decisions. You can't just cop out. You can't just flake out. You don't get that choice. That is a choice in itself. That's saying, I'm a quitter. I'm going to quit on this. I'm not going to do this. I didn't ask for this. I think you probably did, though. I think you probably did. You just don't remember asking for this. Alright, so now we're going to pull another card about where this choice might lead us. Alright, Spirit. Show us where this choice might lead us based on where we're at in our lives right now. This is Colette Baron Reed, by the way. Thank you so very much. Oh, baby. We're trapped. Remember, I said some of us do dumb shit to get ourselves imprisoned. You see the bird in the cage? Entrapped. It's a crow, by the way. I think it's a crow. It looks like a crow. Alright, so let's see what trapped is all about. 34. Trapped. I love these cards. They're pretty awesome. My dear sweet child, do you feel as if you are trapped in your life right now? Do you sense that you cannot do what you really want to do because others have expectations of you that you may not be able to fulfill? Do you feel as if you will never get what you want or go where you want to go? Have patience, for truly you are in a temporary prison that exists in your mind. Your circumstances, no matter what they are, will change, and you will be free to experience the life you wish to lead. In these times, dreaming is the best antidote, and of course, patience. Consider the story of the half-raven boy trapped in conflict until he finally follows his heart. Consider the story of the half-raven boy trapped in conflict until he finally follows his heart. Trust in me, for I will show you when the cage doors open so that you can fly free. And this is a raven. It's not a crow, it's a raven. And when you find yourself in a situation, I've told this story before and I'll tell you again. I was married. My husband was doing a lot of drugs. He worked, but he would get high every weekend. And on on Wednesday, actually, Wednesday is when the arguments would start. And it was always stupid, petty little shit. And then by Friday, it was a full-blown, I'm not coming home. And I finally had to see through that. Because for a while there, I bought into it, and I thought it was me. What have I done wrong? Why me? Why is this always happening to me? The truth is that it wasn't me. it was him. He would start arguments with me on Wednesday so that by Friday he could take his paycheck and go spend it, and in his mind he could justify that it was my fault because we were arguing. When the truth is that we both played a part in that. You know, I didn't see what was happening because that's how cunning and baffling addiction can be. But he would literally start fights with me in the middle of the week so that he could justify spending his entire paycheck. But then on Sunday, after all the money was gone, he would want to come back home and make up. And then things would be good, you know, for like Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday. And then the cycle would start over again. So I was trapped in that life. And I had just heard about the law of attraction. And I decided that I was going to try it just to see if it worked. Because that's always been my philosophy is, if you don't know, try it and see. You know, if it works, great. If it doesn't, try something else. So I told my kids, we would lay down at night. They were little. They were real little at the time. They were like a newborn, 2, and maybe 4 years old. And we would lay down to say our prayers at night. And I told my children, I said, you know, we pray and we ask God to bless us and to watch over us and all of the things that we say. Now I lay me down to sleep. You know, we say all that good stuff. I said, but let's take this a step further. Let's start believing that we have things that we need in this world. And one of the things that we really, really needed was a new car, because our car had no air conditioner. It was on its last leg. I mean, it was a piece of shit, but it was a good car, you know. It had 300,000 miles on it. It was just time for a new one. So I told them, I said, you know, we're going to start thanking God for a new car. And not just any car, because we don't feel like we're worthy of more, but a brand new car. And my daughter was like, do you really think that's possible? I said, well, I don't know, but we're going to find out. But the key to this is we can't have any doubt. No doubts. And we're going to start thanking God, not just at bedtime, but all throughout the day for our new car. And we're even going to imagine our new car in our head. And we're going to decide what color it's going to be, what the interior is going to look like. We're going to imagine ourselves riding in it. And so we began to start making a list of the desires that we had and what we would really like to do with our lives. So we started dreaming of what could be possible if we had a magic wand. And I'm telling you right now, within 6 months, I wrote a check for a brand new car. It was an SUV. It was exactly what we had imagined. The same color, everything was, because I picked it out. And I took my checkbook and I wrote out a check for like almost $30,000 for this car and paid cash for it, paid off. And then I packed the kids up and we went on the vacation that we had also been thanking Spirit for. And we went and stayed at the beach for like a month in a condominium. And I'm not going to say life was great. I even paid I paid an attorney for a divorce. But while I was busy enjoying what had been manifested, my husband was in treatment and he was in a hurry to get back home so I wouldn't spend all of this money that he had gotten. And he came back too soon. He didn't take the time that he needed in treatment to actually work on himself. He was really wanting to get high is what it came down to, because we do what we want to do. You know, we can make up excuses, and like I was saying earlier, they can be so cunning and so subtle that we hardly even recognize it ourselves until we actually sit down and we write out our story, or we have that mirror held up in front of us and we see ourselves in that mirror. So one day that mirror that is causing you to be obsessed and to lust and that's showing you these differences is going to set you free, because the work that's involved in the relationship is what sets you free from this prison, and knowing that you can manifest a different outcome. And it starts with a dream, and you could literally be listening to me from a prison, a literal prison. You could be encapsulated in a prison of 4 walls, the Department of Correction. It could be property of the state or property of the federal government. I, in fact, have been there myself. And a lot of times people will say, what's the point? You know, you have to do your time. What's the point? Because your time is going to eventually end. So the point is, what do you want to happen next? Or are you going to allow... You can sit in the prison and just do your time. You have that. That's your prerogative. But that's not doing time. That's time doing you. You can have freedom in your mind even if your body is in prison. And when you have freedom in your mind, your body will follow. And I'm not going to say you won't have to do your entire sentence, because I don't have a clue what Spirit has in store for your life. But I know what I've seen Spirit do in mine. I've seen Spirit do some amazing shit in my life. Just like this vacation I'm on right now. 2 weeks ago, I didn't know how I was going to even afford to get here. But every time I need something, Spirit provides it for me, because I trust that that's the way life is going to go. And I dare to dream even when I'm imprisoned. But be brave and dare to dream even while you're in prison. Whatever kind of prison you might be in. But there's somebody that's going to have communication with you, and there's going to be some clarity about some past issues. So whatever happened in the past, you can't live in the past. You can't do anything about the past. But it sure feels good when somebody acknowledges that they've harmed you or they've hurt you and they make amends for it. It sure feels good. But some of us have to be okay with that. And some of us might just have to have this communication with somebody we trust who understands. And maybe that's why there's no Empress here, because it's not meant for you to have this conversation with another person who harmed you. Maybe the conversation would be with somebody like me who understands that you've been harmed and that you can be free from this. You don't have to keep carrying this burden. You don't have to keep carrying that burden on your back. See that burden on that person's back? You can choose to lay that burden down. Sometimes we have to forgive people who hurt us, even though they don't give a damn that they hurt us. We don't do that for them. We do that shit for ourselves. Because when you continue to hold a grudge against somebody and you continue to be angry about what somebody's done for you, you're allowing them to continue to victimize you day after day after day. It was bad enough they did it to begin with, but now every day that you live with that and you think about that and you stew on that, you're reliving it over and over and over again. And guess what? They have probably gone on about their merry little way. Hey, they just sent a text saying that they're having breakfast and that it's getting cold. So if you want to, you could go ahead over there and let them know I'll be there in a few minutes. Anyway, sorry about the interruption. So, the High Priestess is in reverse because they're getting wisdom. Sometimes you can't use your intuition because Spirit will block your intuition so you can learn the lessons. And that's okay. In that case, that's a good reason for that to be in reverse. Alright, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck now. Oh, baby! Look, I cannot make this up, y'all. Letting go is on the bottom of the deck. Somebody has a tattoo on their hand. Did you text her and let her know that I'm busy right now? 288-2077. So she'll quit texting me. Mom, you can just call her. 288-2077. Alright, letting go. This symbol comes to you to remind you that freedom is important to everyone.
What's the last four numbers?
Huh?
The last four numbers.
2077. If you love something, set it free. Don't hold on too tight, lest you chase it away. You have the freedom at this time to choose whatever you want. Let others do the same. You will be so happy you did. Miracles come when you let go and allow the magic to happen of its own accord. And that is exactly what this is about, right? And let me say this, that when you use candle magic or moon magic or food magic or any other kind of magic, you're going against somebody's free will. And that shit will backfire on you real fast, okay? The best way is to just simply let go and trust Spirit, like I was saying a while ago. Trust that Spirit will take care of you, and I promise you, Spirit will never let you down, because Spirit loves us and wants to take care of us. So the bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming is we're going to let go, we're going to get grounded, and we're going to have temperance. We're going to be patient. We're going to have self-control about this obsession and this lust that we feel, this strong desire for this other person to be a part of our life. Okay, Spirit, what do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? Let's see what needs to be surrendered here. Wanting to control other people for sure. What might need to be surrendered, Holy Spirit? Thank you. Surrender to wonder and awe. And surrender to your full power. Because right now we're talking about you. We're talking about us. And that we have a gift to offer this world. And this journey is not about this person. It's not about having this person. This journey is about having you to be in your full power, so that you can see and do what's necessary for you in this lifetime. Because when you step into your full power, you will help other people come out of their trapped places, their imprisonment. People's imprisonment is depending on you. There are children depending on you. There are human trafficking victims depending on you. There are homeless people, people addicted to drugs. There are broken families depending on us to step into this full power. People need energy work. People need that service that you provide. People need that Reiki. I don't have my cards with me, but there are lots of ways that we can serve others. And people need that, and we cannot cop out. We can decide not to decide, but that's a decision. So stop saying you haven't decided and you're not going to decide, because by not deciding, you've decided you're not going to do it. And start calling us. Okay, everything in this world is fighting me getting this message out. It just literally clicked off on its own for no reason. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting this message out because somebody needs to hear it. And what I was saying is, call a spade a spade. Don't just don't think that just because you haven't decided that that's going to be okay, that's going to be a significant, or that's going to be a sufficient way of handling this. Call a spade and realize that you're a quitter, that you gave up on your own self if you decide to not decide. because this is your destiny. All right, what else needs to be surrendered? I can't believe how I thought this. Surrender to non-action, what I was just saying. No, actually, that's not what I was just saying. That's actually for those of us who are lusting and who are obsessed with this person. Spirit's saying, just stop. It's time to be still and stop acting. Stop begging this person. Take a deep breath. Focus on your own self and let others come to you. And if they don't, they just don't. They just don't. All right, what else, Spirit? Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Whoa! Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, stay calm and don't contribute to the drama. There's going to be some drama too. I've been fighting tooth and toenail to get this video made for y'all. Surrender to effortlessness and surrender your frustration. Spirit say go one more time. Surrender the idea you can fix somebody. We're all responsible for our own healing. Surrender to divine timing. Surrender your negative thinking. Where's this fluffy energy coming from? And then way down here on the floor, surrender your success. Surrender to your success. I'm freezing over here. Surrender to silence. Remember grounding? Now we gotta have silence. Alright. I am going to pull a little tarot and then I'm going to close this message because this is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's for all of us. I mean, I could pull tarot all day, but our situations are all so different. Okay. Spirit, do you want to use these or do you want to use those? We're going to pull Psychic Tarot today. Alright, Spirit, what would you say to us out of the tarot? Speak to me, baby. What message do you have for us? Deception and envy. The Seven of Swords. Wow. Why is the Seven of Swords here? There's that mask. Why is the Seven of Swords here? It has something to do with these memories that you have. This memory that you have where you were hurt so deeply. Seven of Swords, Six of Cups. That's what it's about. It's about how badly you were hurt. What is your advice about this, Spirit? Time for a transformation. It's time for some financial and material changes. And the Tower showed up. There's a Tower. Why is the Tower here? Oh, baby. There's an Ace of Cups. Love begins. Ace of Cups. And positive movement forward. Eight of Wands. So this might be self-love. Can you clarify love beginning? Divine timing and victory and success. So for some of us, this is about somebody wanting to talk to you about the past, and they want to put the past behind you because they want to have a relationship with you. That's what's up. For some of us, this relationship is about to go to the next level because it's time. And then there's going to be victory. You're going to be successful. You're going to have recognition, public recognition. That is what's up for some of us. For others of us, we're going to choose to love ourselves and to just move the hell away from this relationship altogether. We're going to put it behind us because it's time to do ourselves, to do the work. Stop carrying this load and to have victory and success. Take that as it resonates, okay? I mean, what else is there to say? There's going to be a firm foundation. What else is there to say? 50-50, y'all. 50, maybe 50%, if we're lucky, we'll have this relationship. But you can at least have them as a friend if you'll put this deception from the past behind you and be willing to just let it go. And if they're not able and willing to do that and participate with you in this, then you have to make a decision to do that yourself. Show us how to put this behind us, Spirit. Can you show me how to help us put this deception behind us? To recognize it and talk about it. Recognize it and talk about it. That is the big ass Ace of Swords. Spirit wants you to recognize that it happened. Just know, yes, it happened. You didn't imagine it. And tell the truth. Recognize it and talk about it. Anything. Oh, wait, here's another card. And just understand that it hurt like hell. It was an emotional loss. It was an emotional loss that hurt like hell. Recognize the emotional loss and tell the truth about it. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else at all? Have patience. There's the world again. Emotionally withdraw. Stand your ground. Spiritual strength and truth. Be patient about this cycle closing and this person being emotionally withdrawn. Be patient about that. But stand your ground. Be spiritually strong and stand in your truth. Stand in your truth. And eventually you're going to have movement, choices, and decisions. That's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Anything else you want to say, Spirit? Anything else at all? Again, accelerated motion. Accelerated motion. Spirit's going to accelerate this. The stars are literally, the planets are aligning. Do you see that? The planets are aligning for this movement. Right now, Spirit has us in this healing solitude. Solitude again. We're in solitude right now. We are in this entrapment. But Spirit is working in this to help us to evolve spiritually. Alright, Spirit, what would you say to us out of this deck? I just want to see what comes out. These are new cards, and I don't even know what they're supposed to be used for, but they caught my eye, so I'm going to see. What would you say to us out of this psychic reading card deck? Spirit, what would you say to us out of here? Angel. I got Angel. I simply got Angel and Tree of Life. Let's see what that means. Number 2, Angel. Your angels are with you for every step of your journey. And then Tree of Life, number 35. Tree of Life. Knowledge surrounds you. Reconnect with nature today. You have received this card as the universe wants you to get back to your roots and ground your soul. The Tree of Life is a sacred tree that contains the knowledge of the universe. When you are grounded and connected to the earth, you have the ability to tap into the knowledge contained within the wisdom of the tree. The Tree of Life psychic reading card indicates that you are not isolated. It is a message that you are deeply connected to the world around you and all within it. The energy of the tree wants you to realize you have the ability to thrive and grow when you are connected to the universe. The tree also indicates that what an amazing and unique being you truly are. Beautiful. All right, let's get one more card from here. These are the Shaman Dream Oracle cards. Can I get an Oracle card for Divine Masculine and for Divine Feminine, please, Spirit? Can I get an Oracle for Divine Masculine, please? Okay. One card, please, Spirit, for Divine Masculine. These cards have a lot to say. One card, please, for Divine Masculine. There we go. Thank you so very much. Joyful Muse. Inspiration. Divine Masculine, you might play an instrument, baby. Let's see what that means. Oh, wait, there's a card still in the box. Dragon's Horde. Protecting the future. All right, number 33 is... I love these cards. Joyful Muse, inspiration, the gift of play and inner child. The Joyful Muse invites you to be more playful, to have more myrrh and joy in your life. You have become boring to yourself even as others continue to find you interesting. Circumstances have dulled your edge and it's time to change. Not the things around you, but your attitude. Blow a morning kiss to yourself in the mirror. Smile to a stranger. Wink to a child. Be mildly but elegantly inappropriate. The Joyful Muse is a source of inspiration, a wild and disruptive feminine force that compels you to invite more pleasure and delight into your life. Give yourself permission to be mischievous and find the humor in the tragedy while careful not to become frivolous. The power of this muse will shake up everyone around you and invite you to create beauty and grace out of the pain and tragedy you perceive in areas of your life. The Joyful Muse often comes at a time when darkness prevails and the future seems dour. Embrace her gifts, being playful without being silly. Invite the child inside you to come out for a play date, and he or she will help you to return to your innate innocence, the place of never been there, never done that, even as it is the same routine you wake up to every morning. And then the Dragon's Horde, protecting the future, number 12. I'm sure that was for you as well. Protecting the future, legacy, true riches. In the Dragon's Horde, jewels and precious objects scatter the ground, while the ancient scrolls inscribed with the wisdom teachings lie within reach. This is a rich opportunity, and you can fill your satchel with the treasures you like best. Take the gifts offered you and dedicate them to the well-being of all, being with your own. But beware, all that glitters is not gold. Select the precious treasures that will further your spiritual growth and avoid the shiny objects that are empty of real value. Know that the hoard does not belong to you. It belongs to our grandchildren. What is the inheritance that you wish to leave for tomorrow? What seeds are you planting that you will harvest in your old age when you are weary? What seeds will bear fruit after you are no longer here? The dragon guards the legacy of the future. All who come empty-handed or to only fill their own pockets with gold lie in a dusty heap of bones. You have been allowed entrance to virtue of your kindness and your spiritual practice or sheer luck. Consider as well that your present this moment is the future to the dragon. You may be the one we have all been waiting for. So do not hesitate to take what bequest has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. This is the time to behold. Do not delay or overthink. Remember to bring an offering for the dragon, lest it believe you are its lunch. A simple prayer will do. All right. So while you're in this place of imprisonment and being trapped, grab the Dragon's Horde because it's being offered to you, Divine Masculine. All right, what are you going to say to Divine Feminine today, Spirit? What would you say to Divine Feminine? Thank you so very much. Divine Feminine, you got Sky Dancers, which is surrender, Wailing Tree, reconciliations, and falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Oh, this should be interesting. I'm sorry, this might take a minute, y'all. This is from spirit to divine feminine. Sky dancers, liberation from attachment and surrender. When a sky dancer appears, she is inviting you to welcome the deepest power of the feminine into your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion. Now is the time to invite the sacred feminine, the wisdom within your heart, no matter your gender, to guide you to success. If you have become earthbound, plotting and planning and praying for change, cease and desist. Break the habit of being yourself, of repeating the same behavior and hoping for different outcomes. Stop trying to figure it all out and stop overthinking it and just surrender. The sky dancers are heralding the arrival of a new relationship with yourself in your work or in your love life. Do not assume that person or opportunity will rescue you. The only way to liberation is to kiss the ground goodbye and take flight, to rise above the fray and the drama of the struggling, arguing mind. Dance in the sky and view the madness below. By simply witnessing the actors and the humans' comedy unfolding on the ground, you are transforming it. As you observe the drama, you unleash the power of the sacred feminine that allows for resolution. The sky dancers know the map of heaven and the way of the holiest and the most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you with your current life, and even more important, to guide you to the realization of your own divinity. Wailing Tree, Reconciliations, number 59. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to get these new cards. Grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses and reconciliations. When you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup, a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves you. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or pouring too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any change is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it now. Look at it all squarely and honestly and say with your feelings, life is not either or, it's both and this and that. So as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and you will be more enriched by the experience. And that's where I am myself personally with this relationship. There was no decision, and no decision is a decision. And so I have decided to gracefully walk away from this wailing tree and no longer allow this. It's just going to be a stalemate, which is what it always was meant to be. Okay, Falling Angels, Spiritual Narcolepsy, number 19. And that's okay. I'm good with it. I'm finally good with it. All right. Falling unconscious spiritual narcolepsy. You are being cautioned now not to fall asleep or go unconscious. You have been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of your aspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading toward the trees below and a possible nasty landing. Remember that all you need to do to stop being a falling angel is spread your wings to halt your descent and then find an upward draft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and have only their own interest in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you are guided to change. You will know when the time is ripe. All right, you guys, that's what's up. And then on the bottom of this deck is mindful groupthink. Cool. Groupthink, huh? That's pretty awesome. Let's see what it says. Number 40. Mindful. Keeping a clear mind. Hurtful thoughts. Groupthink. The human mind can be so many things: a prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key as you're in a fertile time for your full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. It's easy to be influenced by others right now too, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from the energy of the sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in your outer world. Stay out of the gossip and other forms of groupthink, for when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep the faith. Good brings more good. Love brings more love. Gratitude, more things to be grateful for. All right, you guys, let me get some rocks and we'll get out of here. And I'm going to go enjoy my family. My daughter's here, and we weren't expecting her to make it because she's been on a mission trip. But she was able to stop by for the day, and I want to go spend some time with her today. All right, rocks, please, Spirit. I have faith. I have strength, success, love, health, and blessed. And if you would please like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, and I would love it if you would share it somehow with people so the word can get out to more people. If that's something you wouldn't mind doing for me, that would be a great way to exchange energy with me today. All right, you guys, I love you with all of my heart, and I'm very grateful for this beautiful message Spirit has given me today, because I needed this, and I can't wait to rewatch it. You guys be blessed, and I'll be back as soon as I can with another message. Bye-bye.